So in this video, I'm gonna have to go change my shirt. Give me a minute, I'm gonna go change my shirt. Okay, that's better. Okay, so in this tutorial, I'm going to be, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to customize your Monster High dolls. And so right now, I'm going to be customizing, I don't know, which one should I customize? I think I'll do, I'm going to be customizing this one, which is a Claudine Wolf one. So, I have quite a few Monster High dolls, and in this, when you are customizing your own doll, you want to make sure that it's Monster High clothing. That it is clothing that came with the doll, or that it's another Monster High clothing. I don't know where that came from. And as you can see, I'm just digging through my little bin trying to find this stuff. Okay. So, in the last video that I showed you, which will be linked down below, you do not want to melt her, and I'm just going to be using her as a tutorial. So you can pretty much use either a dress or a skirt or something. It really doesn't matter. And I'm just going to be using, she looks black. I'm going to find something. And you can use other Monster High dolls clothing. So I'm going to be using Laguna's Dawn of the Dance, I think. Little outfit, her little outfit. And so what you're going to do first is you're going to undress the doll that you are using. And try not to make her shoes fly, but too late, I already did. And then you're going to take off any clothing that the doll has. The doll that you are customizing has. And 10 to 1, I will be making a tutorial channel sometime soon, so you guys can check that out. Sometime soon. I'm not going to make it right now, but sometime soon. And so you're just going to somewhat dress him. And all the Monster High dolls are the same size. Unfortunately, Barbies have wider hips, because it's just the way Barbies are made, unfortunately. But all Barbie dolls are the same size, and all Monster High dolls are the same size. So once you're done with that, you can add in any accessories that you want in the thing, like her shoes. Okay, I found her other shoe. Like her shoes, which I'm going to add because I love them. They're awesome. So if you do like two characters and you like one's outfit but the other one's style, you can kind of just customize your own Barbie doll. And also in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make their clothing. So so what you want to do first is you want to have some leftover clothing, pretty much any design that you want, and I'm going to go get that. This is going to be insane because I cannot find all my clothing because my mom organized everything. So, let me find an old shirt. That can be found, an old shirt. Okay, unfortunately I cannot find a piece of old clothing. Well, I did, but this is the shirt that I'm going to be using. So you just want to have like an old shirt or something, and this is how we're going to do it. I'm gonna somewhat clean up on this so I can show you guys how to do this. Blah blah blah. Sorry, I have like dolls everywhere. That can be right there. That's gonna be thrown away. And these two are gonna be right here. Okay. So now that we have somewhat of a place, you're going to just cut out a piece of clothing, and I'm sorry I cannot get my computer to bend down enough to show this. And I have to go get another pair of scissors. Oh gosh. Okay, I have another pair of scissors. Let's see, can I cut it? Yeah. And you just want any type of scissor that can cut on cloth. So right now what I'm going to do is I am just cutting out a nice piece of cloth. Okay. So now you have this piece of cloth, and I'm going to take one of my Barbie dolls, well, Monster High dolls, and I'm just going to lay, and you can make it either a dress or a skirt or a shirt. I'm going to be making a dress, and you pretty much just want to level out where you want it. So if you want it extremely short, which I do want it, I don't know why, but that's how I want it. You can customize it to where you're drawing on it or whatever, but I think I'm just going to customize it a little bit. And you can pretty much just make it your own. And I'm going to see how this fits, and that's going to do great. And now that you're done, you're just going to want to kind of wrap it around your Barbie doll a little bit, just to see how it's going to fit. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to cut off a little bit of the excess. You don't want to cut off all of it because that's how you're going to sew it. So I'm just going to cut off a nice small piece of it. And then once you're done sewing it, then you can cut it off. So I'm going to get my sewing kit. There it is, half off. So you can have a big variety of sewing things. This is just my little carry-on sewing kit. And I'm just going to go into this. Okay, so for this, you're going to need your nice little measuring tape. And unfortunately mine is a mess. So what you're going to do is you're going to measure around her waist, which right now it is about 2.5 inches. So her waist here is 2.5 inches. Then you're going to just measure. Okay, so now that she's all measured out, we're going to get my piece of cloth and wrap it around her. And now I'm going to take my cloth scissors. I didn't know I had those. And my very large variety of sewing colors. I'm just going to be using a nice white color. I'm just going to be using the traditional white. If I can unwrap that. So I'm just going to be using a white, as you cannot see it very well. But that's what it looks like. And I'm just going to wrap a little bit more of it onto this. So now that that's done, you're going to cut. And you want to make sure there's a little bit extra, so you want to make sure there's a little bit extra. And I'm just going to cut off this piece. It has a big knot. So this is not as long as the piece, but you want to make sure that it's a little bit longer. Now you want to choose your needle, if I can get my needle out. And again, this can get very messy, so I'm just going to choose which needle I want to use. And you want to do this by how long it's going to be. So I'm just going to take this needle, that needle, and I'm just going to thread my yarn, if I can get the right piece of yarn. And you can either hand sew it or machine sew it. I think hand sewing is better. It takes longer, but it's better. Because it kind of holds a little bit longer, so you can make it as tight as you want. Okay, so now you're just going to make a small cut on the excess. But mine will not cut, so I'm just going to use my cloth scissors, which I did not know I had. And you're just going to cut that. Okay, so now you're just going to sew the dress on. And I would recommend sewing it on the Barbie or whatever doll you're using, so just so you know where to cut. And now I'm just going to sew it. Ow. Try not to poke yourself doing this, people. And that just made my day. Okay, so when you are sewing this, make sure it is adjusted on the Barbie. So, there. And that is how it's coming out. This is how much I've sewed so far. And then this broke. This needle just came off the needle. So I'm not too thrilled about that. Because now I have to re-thread it, and my threading takes more. And you can use the same Barbie more than once. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. But you can just, if you want to, you can leave the excess and just kind of make it a little cute design, which is exactly what I'm doing. And I'm going to try to do this one more time. There. That's as far as I can get it. And when you are hand sewing, like I am, this is really stupid. And when you're doing this, you just try not to break. Okay. So I'm going to use a different needle because that one's like becoming impossible to thread. I'm going to be using this needle. If I can find my camera. This needle. This is taking me forever. Sorry about the noise in the back if you can hear that. That's my sister watching Girl Meets World. There. Ta-da. And that's coming out nicely. Howie. And 10 to 1, and if you are hand sewing 10 to 1, you are going to poke yourself, because this can get irritating. There we go. Okay, so once you finally get her dress or skirt sewed, just like I did, you can customize her, which I like to do. I like to customize things, make them my own. Okay, that's good. Hello. Sorry, my computer. Okay, once you finally get her dress sewed on, I'm gonna go get some markers so that I can customize her. This is another big bin that I will be introducing to you. And it is a bin of crayons, markers, and colored pencils, and other things that are unnecessary. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this teal, somewhat color, teal kind of color, and I'm just going to be making little designs all over her dress. Okay, so when you are customizing her, just make her however you want her. You can trace out the parts that you want to color, just like I am. Tracing out the front part. And then you just color. Color her however many colors you want. And it doesn't have to be a specific doll. You just want to make sure that when you're doing it, the clothing that you are putting on her fits the doll. It's not too big, it's not too small. You just want to make sure it fits. And I'm just finish her up a little bit. And for the straps, I'm not going to do them. This is going to be a strapless top because Laguna does not like straps. Laguna likes strapless things. So for the straps, you're going to sew it onto the front right about here. If you're doing a single strap, right there. And you're just going to sew it to the back and make it look nice. And since that piece is sticking up, I might as well cut it. There. Ta-da! And then let me finish coloring her. There. And just design it however you want. And that's just kind of how to do it. And for this, make sure that you know what you're doing when you're sewing and designing. There. And now with the rest of this, I might be making something else. But I'm not going to videotape that. So bye. See you next time.